All right. Hi, my name is Silas. I'm a UCF student, and I'm starting this series as a way to document what I'm building and what I'm learning in real time. I'm very early. I don't have everything figured out, but even in the past few months, I've already had to change how I think about the problem I'm working on, and it's been in a pretty significant way. If this ends up helping someone, that's great. But this is mainly for me to track decisions, mistakes, and what actually holds up. So, I started my entrepreneurial journey about 6 months ago at the beginning of my freshman year. I started by building sensors. Originally, I was looking at Army applications, then I talked to people connected to the Department of Homeland Security, and after that, I bounced around quite a bit, eventually landing in electrical distribution and then oil and pipelines. The biggest mistake I made early on, and man, looking back on it, it's so obvious, is I was not going to the people with the actual problem. I feel like this is most prominent when I was talking to people at DHS, but I was talking to leadership, great people, great conversations. You hear things like, this is amazing, or this could be useful, and especially early on, that feels just like amazing. It feels like you're progressing so much. But the problem is, stuff like that doesn't turn into anything real. Once I started talking to operators in oil and pipeline, that's when things started getting changed very quickly. Within my first few sets of conversations, literally just over a week ago, I realized sensors would help, but they weren't the main issue here. In damage prevention, there's already a huge amount of information: GIS data, asset maps, tickets, field data. There are even some sensing systems in place, I believe fiber. The problem isn't that information doesn't exist, it's that it can be unreliable, incomplete, or just not trustworthy. On top of that, you also have human behavior, habits, assumptions, and decisions made under huge time pressure. One of the biggest things I learned is, in this field, the most dangerous situations aren't where everything looks fine, it's where everything looks right but actually isn't. So the real problem isn't detection, it's decision making under uncertainty. That led me to the shift in what I'm building. Instead of starting with sensors, I'm building a system that looks at what's already happening: activity, tickets, context, and tries to identify where someone is most likely to make the wrong call. It's less about detecting everything and more about prioritizing what actually needs that limited attention. I'm still in the same space, but I'm just changing where I'm starting. Right now, I'm focused on talking to more operators and getting this in front of the people who would actually use it. I have a huge list of people I'm going to call tomorrow, and these are the actual people that could one day end up turning into customers. Most of my conversations so far have been on the 811 and regulatory side, so the next step is really moving closer to the actual buyers and the field level decision makers. I'll keep documenting how this evolves, what works, breaks, and what changes as I go. Thank you.